All right, so do you want to shift to the SEC projections?
Yeah. Go ahead and announce it again. Back here with Chris Backus, we're going to go over the SEC projections for this year, and I guess we can probably guess who's one out of each East and West.
Mm-hmm.
Or did they go to the? Wait, are we still having the East and West, or are we just going straight?
I guess we're still East and West this year. They're probably not going to lose the conferences until Texas and Oklahoma get here next year.
Yeah, okay. I was already
Would be
thinking.
my thought.
Sorry, I was already thinking a year ahead. I already jumped ahead.
I'm not certain who College Sports Corner is, but man, some of this seems pretty academic, but other parts of it are a little bit surprising to me. Probably the most surprising is, which they've got Georgia going undefeated. Okay. The two most surprising are the second place teams in both divisions. So in the East, they've got South Carolina going 11-1.
11-1.
So that means they're I guess they don't really have the schedule. So I guess they're dropping only to Georgia. They got South Carolina beating Tennessee. They only have the overall results. They don't have the
I know they got to play
games.
Texas A&M from the West. I don't know who their other team is.
So yeah, they got South Carolina beating Tennessee.
Florida.
But they also, I don't know, they got Florida going 3-9.
Florida going 3-9?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. They got them going 1-7 in the conference. So what they're saying they only beat Vanderbilt? And they dropped to everyone else?
3-9 Florida?
Yeah.
Where do they where's Kentucky at?
Fourth, 6-6, 2-6 in the conference. I don't agree with that either.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really botched the East. With the West,
what was Tennessee's record?
9-3. So I guess they got them dropping to Georgia and South Carolina, and then, like I said, they don't have the projections of the individual games, so who knows who they're saying they own that other loss to. It looks like they actually got them losing to Alabama. Yeah, Alabama, South Carolina, and Georgia beating Tennessee is their projections. Yeah, they got Alabama third at 10-2. The 10-2 part might not be that far off. I got a lot of questions about Alabama this year. We got two new coordinators, new quarterback. We lost a lot on defense. I'm not expecting a restoration to glory this year. They may surprise me. I wasn't expecting them to go undefeated and win the national championship in 2020 after Tua left, but they did. So
I think Saban's wanting to get back to that pound the rock mentality back and get that toughness back.
But I don't agree that they have them losing to LSU and Auburn. LSU might be a toss-up because LSU, I think, will at least be as good as they were last year.
If you said LSU, okay. I can say
I'm fine with that, but Auburn, they think Auburn's going to go 10-2 this year. And I think I don't know what they're basing that on.
They 2 years of recruiting.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze is not going to come in with Hartson's recruits and go 10-2.
He didn't even.
How many years did it take him to become relevant at Ole Miss?
And he was 9-4 both those years.
Yeah, but to put together a winning team,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Somebody can fact check me on this, but there was that one year, I want to say around 2011, 2012, that Ole Miss had the #1 recruiting class.
there
That
was a year up under
yeah,
Hugh
and
Nut that they had.
like Ndici, the defensive lineman, he was in that class.
Mhm.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was a junior before they beat Alabama. So it took that recruiting class, that #1 recruiting class, 3 years.
I mean, they're going. I don't see it. I mean, they lost so much in recruiting that I would say more like a 6-6. If you would have,
I think they may do a little bit better than 6-6, but I don't see them being 10-2 and beating Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
No, I mean, if you would have said the Alabama would might slip up and lose to Ole Miss or Arkansas, I could buy that easier than I could Auburn.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a toss up between LSU and Alabama.
They still that game in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I mean it. I don't think it's putting Alabama as a preseason #3. I don't know, man.
Well,
What do you think about Tennessee? What do you think about Tennessee? You think last year was a fluke? Great quarterback, great receiver, both in the NFL now. So, do you think they'll return to more a normal Tennessee, or do you think that they'll contend with Georgia for the East again?
I mean, looking at their recruiting classes that they've had, I mean, I would say they're looking at another 8-4 team.
Yeah, I didn't really look at last year as a return to glory. I looked at it more as they did have some generational talent. Because Hendon Hooker, and forgive me, but I can't remember that receiver's name. He was fast. I mean, nobody could cover him. But that I really they failed to perform when it mattered the most last year. And even with that QB receiver connection scoring 5 flipping touchdowns, it still was a close game in the end. Yeah. And they darn near lost it because that pick that got called interference, which was a legit call but a little touchy, I felt. I just really felt that they failed to perform when it really mattered most. And one thing that is going to cost all these SEC coaches their jobs is they've got to quit making it a 1-game season. I mean, it was Alabama, even if I think it still is, because I don't care if Alabama is 3-9. People are still gonna want to beat them for what we saw in that previous graphic about them being the most searched football team in the nation in other states. Then that right there is the reason they're still one of the teams to beat. And it's going to take them having 4 off years in a row not to be that team. And but they've got to quit saying that our season hinges on whether we beat Alabama or not.
And we've seen so many teams do that. LSU, I mean, to the detriment of Les Miles. I mean, that team was built to play one team. We see that with Texas A&M now. They're built to play one team.
You see it with Texas A&M, and then you also see it with, Hugh Freeze at Ole Miss.